Welcome to WT History. In this series, we list all the major events that happened in the world in a year, starting from 1776 to 2024. On January 8th, the Democratic Party of the United States is formally organized. Emerging from Andrew Jackson's populist movement, this party will go on to shape American politics for centuries to come. On February 19th, Boston's intellectual communities take a leap forward with the founding of the Boston Society for Medical Improvement, aimed at advancing medical knowledge and professional standards. Just 2 days later, on February 21st, the Cherokee Phoenix, the first American Indian newspaper in the United States, is published. Printed in both English and Cherokee, it becomes a vital voice for the Cherokee Nation. On December 3rd, Andrew Jackson wins a landslide victory in the 1828 United States presidential election, defeating incumbent John Quincy Adams. Jackson's win is fueled by a populist wave and marks a major shift in American political culture. Finally, on December 20th, the Georgia legislature charters the Medical Academy of Georgia in Augusta. Crossing the Atlantic, on January 4th, Jean-Baptiste Gay, Viscount de Martignac, becomes the new Prime Minister of France, replacing the Comte de Villèle during a period of growing unrest and shifting ideologies. Just weeks later, on January 22nd, Arthur Wellesley, better known as the Duke of Wellington, becomes Prime Minister of the United Kingdom after Lord Goderech's brief and unstable term. On February 10th, the Treaty of Turkmenchay is signed between Russia and Persia. This treaty forces Persia to surrender vast territories, including present-day Armenia and parts of Azerbaijan, to Russia, cementing Russia's dominance in the Caucasus. On April 18th, ornithologist Carl Julian von Grabe lands in the Faroe Islands to conduct groundbreaking research on the bird life of this remote North Atlantic archipelago. By April 26th, the tensions between Russia and the Ottoman Empire boil over as Russia declares war, beginning the Russo-Turkish War of 1828 to 1829. A day later, on April 27th, the London Zoo opens to members of the Zoological Society of London, becoming the first scientific zoo in the United Kingdom and laying the foundation for modern zoology. On May 9th, the Sacramental Test Act is passed in the UK, removing major restrictions that had barred nonconformists and Catholics from holding public office. On May 26th, mystery captures Germany's imagination when a supposed feral child, Caspar Hauser, is found in Nuremberg. His origins remain a source of fascination and speculation. By June 23rd, political turmoil strikes Portugal. King Miguel Thurse overthrows his niece, Queen Maria II, igniting the Liberal Wars, a bitter civil conflict over constitutional rule. On July 5th, British journalist Robert Rintoul founds the weekly magazine The Spectator, a publication that would go on to have lasting influence on public opinion and political commentary. Justice is served on August 11th, when William Corder is hanged for the notorious Red Barn murder in England. The crime and trial captivated the public and press alike. On August 28th, during the Russo-Turkish War, Russian forces capture the fortress of Akaltsike after an intense 8-day siege. Just over a month later, on September 29th, the Russian army seizes Varna, another crucial victory in the campaign against the Ottoman Empire. On November 11th, the London Protocol paves the way for an autonomous Greek state under Ottoman suzerainty, covering the Morea and Cyclades. Greek independence is finally within reach. Meanwhile, Franz Schubert's haunting song cycle, Winterreise, is posthumously completed and published on December 30th, cementing his legacy as a master of romantic music. In science, Friedrich Wöhler makes a groundbreaking discounthesizing urea, challenging the long-standing belief in vitalism, the idea that organic compounds could only come from living things. And in a quiet workshop, Hungarian inventor Ányos Jedlik creates the world's first electric motor, a tiny device that will spark the electricity revolution. Elsewhere in the world, tragedy strikes on February 10th in Tasmania. In the Cape Grim massacre, approximately 30 Aboriginal Tasmanians are ambushed and killed by colonial shepherds in a brutal episode of the so-called Black War. On March 3rd, Dom Pedro, son of Brazil, formally renounces any remaining claims to the Portuguese crown, fully severing Brazil's political ties with its former colonial ruler. April 11th marks the founding of Bahia Blanca, a key city on Argentina's southern frontier. On April 20th, French explorer René Caillié becomes the first non-Muslim to reach Timbuktu and return alive, a feat that electrifies Europe with tales of the fabled city. Just days later, on April 26th, Brazil and Denmark sign a treaty of commerce and navigation, establishing diplomatic ties and opening trade routes. On May 21st, Latin American revolutionary Antonio José de Sucre attempts to invade Paraguay. He reaches Fuerte Olimpo, but the mission is aborted before conflict begins. War returns on June 3rd as Simón Bolívar, president of Gran Colombia, declares war on Peru, launching the Gran Colombia-Peru War. On July 4th, Lord William Bentinck arrives in Calcutta to assume the position of Governor General of India, beginning a reformist administration under British rule. Then, on August 27th, a historic peace is brokered in South America. Brazil and the United Provinces recognize Uruguay's independence, bringing the Cisplatine War to an end. That same day, Bolívar declares himself dictator of Gran Colombia, a controversial move that sparks further unrest. Nature wreaks havoc on September 17th when the Seabold typhoon hits Kyushu, Japan, killing around 10,000 people in one of the deadliest storms of the era. On October 26th, English explorer William John Burchell collects the only known specimen of Parabuchetia brasiliensis in Brazil, a rare nightshade family plant never found again. November 12th sees the kingdom of Vientiane fall to Siam. The city is obliterated, and its ruler, Annavong, is deposed, ending a chapter in Laotian sovereignty. In Argentina, on December 1st, Juan Lavalle overthrows provincial governor Manuel Dorrego, reigniting the Argentine civil wars during what becomes known as the Decembrist Revolution. Then, on December 28th, an earthquake measuring 6.8 strikes Akigo Province, Japan, killing more than 1,500 people. Also, in 1828, the Cornwall Bank, later a foundational institution of ANZ Bank, is formed in Launceston, Van Diemen's Land, modern-day Tasmania, and in November, New South Wales conducts its colonial census, capturing a detailed snapshot of life down under. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in 1829.